Hello. In this demo, I want to show you how to create an extension method. Now let's get started. First, let's find the folder where we want to put the application. And then we create a new folder, empty folder, and we rename the folder to extension method example. And we can right-click the folder and then click open with code, or we just get into the folder and right-click the blank area and open with code. They do the same thing. If we do this, we see we open the folder in Visual Studio Code. Next step, let's create the application with the .NET CLI. The .NET CLI stands for .NET Command Line Tools. To open the .NET CLI, we either can do that in the CMD, or we can do that in the integrated terminal. To show the integrated terminal, we can press the control with the backtick, or we use the main menu, view, and integrated terminal. Now we see the terminal shows up. Type the command .NET new console. That means we want to create a console application. Press enter. Wait several seconds. We see the .NET CLI created an empty application for us. And here is the code. All the code are put in the extension method example folder. And if we click the program.cs, we'll see the .NET CLI pick the folder's name as our main namespace name. Now we see there's a message bar popped up, and then we click yes. After we click the yes, the Visual Studio Code created the .vs code folder, and in the folder there's a launch.json and tasks.json. We will use these two files to run and debug the application. Okay, if you press Shift, Alt, and F, the code will be formatted. If we switch to the debug panel and click the debug button, we'll see the application is running. Output is hello world. It's just there, hello world. There's no issue with the application. Now let's create the extension method. Okay, let's think of this scenario. I have some double type values in my application. For example, var d and 3.14. If I want to print the value on the screen, I just type CW, which means console.writeLine, and press tab. And we see the cursor is waiting for us to give the value. We put D here, or D.toString. And actually the .toString will be called automatically. And press F5 or Control F5, and we'll run the application. Now we see 3.14. Okay, if I want to attach a $sign before the value, or sometimes I want to quote the value in a pair of curly brace or bracket or parentheses, I have to call the string.format method to format the value with the template I need. So the code may be like that. Var df means the double value formatted equal to, let's see, string dot format. Okay, I give it a format template. For example, dollar with a curly brace 0 means, okay, this is the first value I want to format. Then I put the D here. Then I print the DF on the screen. Control F5. $3.14. Okay, if in the code I will frequently to format some values, what should I do? I might think, how about I create a method and attach this method to the value, and then I can write code like d.format with, and then I give it a template, and then I got the formatted value. But we know for the double type, it doesn't have the format with method, and for other type, they don't have. So how can I do that? Now we should create a extension method. Extension method means, okay, I create a method somewhere and I attach this method to the target type, and the variable or the value of the target type will have that method. It looks like the target type just has that method. Now let's do that. To create a extension method, we should put this extension method in a static class. So first we create a static class. Static class. Let's name the class as format extension. A extension method actually is a static method, but the first parameter of this static method is modified by this keyword. Let's take a look. So the declaration of this method will be public static string. We know after the format we got a string, so the method name should be format with, or you have other proper names for this method is okay. And then don't forget, the first parameter must modified by this. We want to attach this method to double type value. So the type of the first parameter is double, and we name the parameter as, let's say, color. And the second parameter is a format template. The format template is a string type value, so the parameter should be string template. Okay, now let's implement the logic of the method. First, we don't allow the template value to be null or empty. So we say if string dot is null or empty, the template, we should throw an exception. And we know if the value is a valid template, it should contain the curly brace with a 0 in it. That's the placeholder for the value we want to format. So or template dot contains curly brace 0 not. We should throw a new argument exception, and with the message format template. After the validation, we prepare a result variable. Result equals to string.format with the template. We format the color, and then we return the result. Now we finished the format with extension method. Here the magic happens. Var df, see d dot. Wow, we see there's a format with method is attached to the double type value. And now let's try a format template. Dollar, we must have the curly brace with a 0. And then we print the df here. Control F5, run the application. Good, we see the $3.14. How about we try another format? We see there is a format, a pair of bracket, and then we put the value here and run the application. There we have the 3.14 in a pair of brackets. You may have a question that when we declare the format with method, we have two parameters. But why, when we call this method, we just provide one argument? That's because the first parameter, the double color method, is modified by this keyword. Actually, the first parameter is just the target value we touch our extension method to. That means our d, that is our d variable. Okay, because the d variable looks like a color of the format with method, this is why we name the first parameter as color. Okay, next step, let's go further. There's another developer in our team think, I like this format with method and I want to use that method on my string value. You try that. Var s Timothy, and want do this sf is a s dot format, and he found there's no format with method here. And after several seconds thinking, he found, okay, the format with method is attached to the target type double, and if I want to attach this method to string type, I have to copy this method and change the double to string. But actually we don't need to do that, and we know as good developers we should never duplicate code. What we should do is to reuse the code. To reuse the code, we just need to change the double to object. Why should we do that? We know the object type is the root base class of all other types in the C# type system. So we call the C# or .NET type system is a single root type system. And for an extension method, if you attach this extension method to a base class, then all its derived classes will have this extension method attached. This time, var sf dot s dot format with. We see this method, and also give it hello. And CW, the SF, Control F5. You see, hello Timothy here. Now you have learned how to create an extension method. Would you like to follow the video and create an extension method by yourself?